Hold on 1 second. Is that better, Roxanne? Hey, Tupac the Don. What's going on? Hey, you guys. Yes, as I was saying, I had just had another live a little while ago, about an hour ago, and I had told you guys I was going to be live again in 2 hours. But I remembered that Miss Gina, Queen of Talk, is going live in 2 hours at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it's going to be a networking live. So all she asks is everybody who comes and participates, make sure you bring a friend, bring another YouTube creator. Anybody who's a YouTube creator are welcome on her platform. Matter of fact, let me put her link on here. Let's see, Miss Gina, Queen of Talk. Most of y'all who follow me already follow her, but just in case you don't, I'm going to put her link in the chat. Hey, Roxanne, how you doing? Tupac Don, how you doing? We having a live tonight, y'all, at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Y'all better be on Miss Gina's channel if y'all trying to network now. If y'all trying to network. If y'all ain't trying to network, y'all can tune in anyway. Y'all can come join the party and sit back and kick it with us if you want to. But yes, we're going to be supporting each other, networking each other, joining each other's platforms. And also, if you have anything else like businesses or IG channel or Facebook pages, whatever, you can do all of that on Miss Gina's Queen of Talk tonight. And I just put the live down. Actually, Roseanne, Samantha has to work till I think she said 8:30 tonight. So we're not doing the hood table tonight. Samantha told me to hit her up tomorrow. So we might do it tomorrow because she has to work tonight. So otherwise, yeah, we would be on the hood table tonight. But we're gonna say that most likely we'll be on the hood table tomorrow night, you guys. For those of you who don't know, I have another channel called The Hood Table. 3 words, D-A Hood Table. So make sure you guys are subscribed to that channel as well and hit the notification bell over there. And I am going to get the link for that too. Okay. People have been slowly subscribing to us over there. So we're trying to build that channel up. I'm going to put that link in here as well. Okay, let's see. Here is my other channel, The Hood Table. Okay, I just put that link in there. Bam. So the first link I put in there is Miss Gina, Queen of Talk. Hit her channel up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. She does networking parties almost all the time. Almost every Friday. She does a network party. Come through, share your link, get some people to hit up your channel. You hit up other people's channel. You know, that's what you got to do to survive on YouTube. You got to support in order to get support. So that's what Miss Gina is going to be doing on her channel tonight. So again, the first link is Miss Gina's channel. The second link I put in there is my other channel. Thank you, Roxanne. Miss Roxanne says she enjoys the Hood Table Talks from our other channel. So make sure y'all hit us up over there. But tonight, you guys, before I go over to Miss Gina's channel, because I'm also I hold a wrench. I hold a wrench in her chat. So I have to go over there and do my little moderating job on her channel tonight. But before that, I want to talk to you about the little baby that just died a couple of days ago. A little baby by the name of Brooklyn. She died from heat stroke in a daycare van. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I done heard about enough of these types of deaths. Enough is enough. I mean, I just don't understand. And I know I told you guys before in the past that I used to drive a school bus. Years ago, I used to drive a school bus. I did it for a year, 1 year, and then I ended up finding another job, and that's when I went into real estate. But I just don't understand. Like when we drove school buses back in the day, you know how you do the walkthrough? I don't know if any of you ever drove a school bus or a daycare van or a school van or anything like that, but they had the walkthrough. You know, the walkthrough where you have to literally physically get up and walk to each row. To each row. Look over the seats. Look under the seats. You yell, anybody in here? Anybody in here? You would be talking and looking and searching at the same time. We did that every single time we dropped some kids off. Every time we dropped them off at a school, every time we had to drop them off at daycare, every time we had to drop them off at home, we did that routine. I never left a child in my in my school bus. I just don't get it, and it's becoming too common. This little girl did not have to die along with over 800 other children who have died since 1998. Over 800 children have died from being left in cars. Not all from school buses or daycare vans. Some of them is from parents. Forgetting their child in the car. Y'all remember that incident? Was it last year, Mark or Roxanne? One of y'all might know. It was a little child who was left in, I think it was a little boy who was left in his father's car. I think it was last year or the year before. And they had arrested him because they thought that he had did it on purpose. Remember, he had went to work. He worked for a few hours. He stayed inside his job all day long. And he told the authorities that he thought he had dropped the child off at school. Or daycare, daycare, I think it was. You thought you had dropped that. That story was so crazy. That was a hot mess. But yeah, they thought that he had intentionally left the child in there because it was a situation where him and his wife was having some issues, and I think they were going through a separation or whatnot. But anyway, he didn't want to be responsible for child support and all kind of other stuff. That's what they had alleged. Okay, so that's just like the most one, I guess, most one of the hot topics that I can remember over the last few years. I just don't get it. This little girl, she's so beautiful. I put her on my thumbnail. But she was left in the daycare van for 5 hours outside of the daycare in Florida. The Florida daycare owner, he was arrested, charged with child neglect on Wednesday, because this just happened this week. Okay? You said she's such a beautiful girl. The mother is just going through it. Her family, her loved ones, they are going through it because this is one of those deaths that didn't have to happen. Why did it happen? It doesn't make any sense. They arrested him. His name is Daryl Ewing, 56 years old. He's the co-owner. So there's several owners. He's a co-owner of the Ewing Love and Hope Preschool and Academy in Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know, Roxanne. I don't know what's wrong with people. I just don't know. They said that, usually when something happens like that, the driver of the vehicle, whether it's a daycare, a bus, a car, a parent, or whatnot, they're usually just distracted. That's what they say. They usually distracted. And that usually what keeps them from making sure that there are no children left behind. I'm like, yeah, the Alita mama does look like she's 18. And I can't imagine what she is going through as a young parent. This might be her first child because she does look really young. This might be for her first child. It's a 4-month-old. She was a 4-month-old. Her name was Brooklyn. She was in the car for approximately 4.5 to 5 hours, and you are right, Roxanne. Distraction is no excuse, no excuse at all, no excuse at all. According to the sheriff's office, she was left in the car for like 4.5 to 5 hours. And what happened was she suffered a heat-related injury, which is normally defined as a heat stroke. That's normally what it's defined as. And that's what they were saying at a news conference, that, she suffered from heat-related injuries, suffocation in the heat, sweating. I mean, the car had got to, now we know this is Jacksonville, Florida. It's hot down there right now. It's hot. We went down to Florida. We went down to Miami and Fort Lauderdale in April a couple years ago, and it was hot down there in April. It is now May. They said the temperatures reached 92 degrees that day. It was 92 degrees in Jacksonville on Wednesday. Almost 100 degrees in the car. It was much, much hotter than that in the car. They said, "Hey, Missy L, what's going on? Happy Friday, in spite of this terrible tragedy. Happy Friday. Thank you." I don't understand how it ever happens. I really don't. I was saying before you got here that I used to drive a school bus. I only did it for 1 year. Way back in the day. But it was a routine that was ingrained in my brain, like from just training, to get up and walk and look over and under every seat, every row in a bus or a van. That's what you did. And to make sure that nobody was left on your bus. That's what we did. I don't know what happened in this situation. I don't know if the man got distracted. I don't know if I don't know. It's more and more deaths. It's more and more deaths every year. Every year is more and more deaths. Like every year, it's totally. It just doesn't have to happen. It just doesn't have to happen. And I really don't understand. Like I said, I really don't understand what this driver was going through, what he could have possibly been doing, or how many I just don't. And he's the owner. He's like the owner of the daycare center, not like one of the workers or one of the staff. He's the actual owner of the daycare center. And yes, it is shut down. Safety first. You're right. Safety first. And yes, that daycare is shut down as it should be. As it should be. It should be. Now, as far as this is 2019, they said on average, like 38 children since 1998. Since 1998, which is like 2 decades ago. On average, 38 children under the age of 15 die from a heat stroke after being left in a vehicle every year, and that nearly every state, almost every single state in the United States, has had at least one death since 1998. And in 2018, last year, 52 kids died last year. Just last year. From being left inside of a car. Died from a heat stroke. That is crazy. You said both of my parents drive bus and they never had anyone. Due diligence. Man, I'm telling you. You said it was back in the 70s with all the technology we have there. Is something that should alert the driver. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Missy L. I'm glad you brought that up, because one thing I wanted to let y'all know about. Just not recently, they had started trying to get this passed a while back. But the crazy thing is, I mean, it's so ironic, because this little baby died on Wednesday. On the 22nd, in Washington, U.S. Senators Roger Wicker, representing Mississippi, Maria Cantwell, representing Washington, the chairman and ranking member of the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, together with Senator Richard Blumenthal, who represents Connecticut, ranking member of the Subcommittee on Manufacturing, Trade, and Consumer Protection, introduced the Helping Overcome Trauma for Children Alone in the Rear Car Seat, aka Hot Cars Act of 2019. They have been trying to get this passed. It's so crazy how this was just a day before this last most recent death happened. It's called the Hot Cars Act. The reason why they are trying to get this passed is because it will prevent heat stroke related deaths due to children being left alone in vehicles. Hey, Miss Natalie New Orleans, how you doing, sweetheart? Yes, it is very sad, very, very sad situation that happened here. They want to get this act passed because, like I said before, in the past two decades, since 1998, over 800 children have died from heat strokes after being left in hot cars. Ain't that crazy? 800? I would have had no idea. No idea. 800 children, almost 1,000 kids, almost 1K children have died from a heat stroke after being left in a hot car. So what they're trying to do is pass this Hot Cars Act, which will put safeguards in place to prevent this tragedy in the future. I think this is really important. I think with how far cars have came from back in the olden days, back in the good old days, when they first invented cars, the first Fords, the first Chevys, the first, back then till now, cars have definitely, of course, they're way more modern now. They're way more, sophisticated, like the technology is off the chain. They should have had something already in place for this. 800 kids, and that's just, over the past 2 decades. That's when they started counting. That's not the amount of deaths, from children who die from heat strokes. They just started counting them in 1998. So from 1998 on back, who knows how many kids died from, being left in the car in the heat. You said you think people are getting girl, I can't take the heat these days. I cannot take the heat these days. I cannot imagine the oh my God, just imagining your child just suffocating from heat, their brain from a heat stroke. Them probably crying. This baby had to be crying and wailing for hours. Like for hours. It didn't happen. It didn't have to happen. And to make it so bad, even if she survived for hours, we don't know we don't know the exact time, or how long she was alive in the car. But it can take minutes, depending on how hot it is in a car. It only takes minutes sometimes, depending on how hot it is. And of course, as the hours progress and the sun gets higher up in the day and beaming down on the hot aluminum, the hot metal on the cars, it can easily go from 92 degrees to 130 degrees. I've seen that before on a TV show where they put like a thermometer in a car, and they actually had it wasn't a children, but it was a grown man who was in a car, and they was trying to see how long that he could last in the car. And I think he lasted for, I want to say, maybe 30 minutes. Now, mind you, this was a really hot day he was in there. And after 30 minutes, he was like, get me out of here. Get me out of here. And that was a grown person, So, it's just so sad. It's such a tragedy. And they're senseless. These are senseless deaths. You said, unfortunately, a lot of people are walking around dead in the head. And some of these people work a regular job. We need an intervention for the world. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. New Orleans said it's too hot when I get into my own car. So I know. Right. Exactly. I can't remember. And I only got 2 kids. I don't have 3, 4, 5, or 11. Only got 2 kids. But still with them 2 kids, I never even walked away like, oh, let me turn around and get the kid. Oh, I forgot. It wasn't even like a split second thing or a millisecond or anything where I forgot my kid was in the car. You know why? Because when I'm driving, I constantly be checking the mirrors to check on my child. Constantly. I'm turning around like at every stoplight, every red light, checking on my baby, cooing, hey, how you doing? Hey, booby, just talking to the kids. I'm constantly like interacting with my kids, of course, unless they're asleep, But still, when they're asleep, I'm constantly like looking behind. I always did that. I don't know why. It was just natural. And even if I was driving in a passenger seat and somebody else was driving or riding in a passenger seat and somebody else was driving, hey, Skins Off, hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? We just talking about the little girl who passed the other day from being in a hot daycare van for almost 5 hours. But yeah, when I would be a passenger in somebody's car, I still would turn around and I would be like grabbing the baby's hands. It was just natural for me. I just always did that. There was never a point where I'm like, oh shoot, run in the house. Oh dang, the baby outside. Or run into the store. Oh dang, the baby outside. I mean, your baby should always be the first thing on your mind. Always the first thing on your mind. You said, Missy, I have 5 children and not once has this happened to me. Yes, I'm tired and exhausted at times, but man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Over 800 children have died since 1998, and that is when they started to record the deaths. So from 1998 on back, we don't have those numbers. They didn't start recording them until 1998, and since then, over 800 kids. Over 800 kids. And of course, the most recent one we're talking about today is little Brooklyn. This sweet little, beautiful 4-month-old baby girl. It's just a senseless death. But it happens every year. Every year in extremely hot cars. It happens every year. Hey, Donna. Hey, I am Courtney. Hey, thanks for tuning in, everybody, on IG. I'm live on IG. I'm live on YouTube. Everybody, make sure you thumbs up the like. Make sure you share. Please share this video. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Share it on IG. If you got a YouTube channel with a community tab, share it on your community tab. This is like a really, really serious problem that we have. And I don't know if this law is going to get passed called the Hot Car Act. But with this Hot Car Act, tell everybody I said, hey, please. I will. Hey, everybody. Scans Fan is on IG. He said, what's up? What's happening? Well, actually, he said, tell everybody I said, hey. AKA, what's happening? But yeah, as far as this Hot Car Act, it's an alliance statement on proposed Hot Cars Act of 2019. The loss, this is what it is. The loss of any life is tragic, and greater public awareness and vigilance are absolutely crucial to help save young lives. Right now, this week, today, this second. The Alliance will carefully review any legislative proposals, keeping in mind that fewer than 13% of these new car buyers have a child 6 years old or younger. And with people keeping cars longer, it takes about 2 decades for a technology to reach all the passenger vehicles on our roads. So greater public awareness saves lives today. I really, really hope that they get this Hot Car Act. I really hope they get it passed. I really do. I really, really do. But what it's going to do, just to let you guys know what exactly it will do. Oh, you're welcome, Skins Fan. No problem. No problem. And by the way, if y'all ain't subscribed to his channel, please hit him up. Skin Fans All Day. He's on IG. He's on YouTube as well. Skins Fans for them Redskins. Hey, that's his team now. Skins Fan all day. All one word. All one word. Hit his channel up. He's very supportive and loves to network. But this act, which they're trying to have Congress pass, the Hot Cars Act of 2019 legislation, it would require alarms in all new cars. To notify drivers of an occupant in the back seat. And I think that would be awesome. It's really sad and crazy how we should have to have something like that. But with over 800 kids, almost 1K that has died in 20 years, 2 decades. And that's just since 1988. That's just since 98. Over 800 kids. I think that would be really, really cool to have in the new cars. I think it would be. An alarm that notifies drivers of an occupant in the back seat. So I'm probably sure that the alarm would be like, they probably will go by weight. I'm sure they'll go by weight, because when you put a car seat in the car and put a baby in the car, even if the baby is a newborn, it's still a good, 25, 20, it could be 20 pounds. Them car seats be heavy. And then the baby in the car seat, and if they got a blanket and they bottle and, stuff like that. So I'm sure they're going to fix it so it's like a certain weight or something, or even maybe heat or something. I don't know what they would have to do, but I think that would be a good idea. You said if they have something in the car saying put on your seatbelt, they should have some. Thank you, Ms. Nolans. Thank you, Ms. Naturally Nolans. And Skins on IG said parents nowadays need to stop smoking crack. Oh my God. I wasn't ready. He said parents nowadays need to stop smoking crack. Oh Lord. I don't know what it is, Skins fans. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And this man, the man that left the baby in the car, again, he is co-owner of the daycare. The owners of the daycare, they have the most responsibility for the children in the daycare. I'm like, he said it should say, don't forget your kid, you idiot. Now that would be good too. Have like a little speaker or something in the car that would keep going off. Don't forget your kid. Roxanne said crack is whack. Oh, y'all is killing me. Lord Jesus. Jesus, fix it. Do Jesus. Y'all know I get that from Brother Jay. Do Jesus. But yeah, so something needs to be done. Because it's just too many deaths. Like, seriously. 800. The list of deaths, when they started the list of the deaths, like actually, keeping record of these specific kind of deaths, it began in 1998 when a pediatric vehicular heat stroke death started being recorded. This is according to the Golden State Weather Services, a private meteorology firm in California. Now, the agency said that 54% of the cases during that time have been caused by a parent or a caregiver who forgot the child in the car. The two other main circumstances it lists have included children who gained access to a vehicle on their own. That was 26.3%. And those who were knowingly left by a caregiver. Again, didn't we just discuss the guy like a few years ago who they said left his child in the back of the car on purpose and went to work for all day? He went to work like all day and left his child in the car and said he thought he had dropped the child off. Now, remember, that was a big police case. It was all over the news and everything. So 18.9% of the deaths are by people who be leaving the children in the car purposely, on purpose. Like, what a horrible way to die. for a child who's sitting in the car and they can't even open the door, they can't roll the window down, they just there, just sitting there crying, whining for somebody to come rescue them. Like, where is mommy, where is daddy? That is so sad. That is so sad. Hey, Miss Sislo, how you doing, honey? How you doing? That is so sad. In 2018, last year, I think I told y'all before, it was like 52 people died, children died from being trapped inside a hot vehicle. This was last year. The year before, in 2017, it was 43 kids. 43 in 2017. 52 last year. And this was before the little girl. So, this year alone, I think they said so far it's been, let's see. I think this year it has been 8. Now this was before Little Brooklyn. This was before Little Brooklyn. So it's obviously more now. It's obviously more now. But in 2019, the number was 8. But, as it gets higher, as it gets updated. After this death, I'm sure it's going to get updated. But on average, 38 children on average under the age of 15 dies every year from a heat stroke after being left in a vehicle. It is so sad. It's like, it's just senseless deaths. Just senseless death. You said, I wonder what else those owners did that we don't know about. Roxanne? I don't know. I don't know. Some of them I'm going to have to attribute, and I don't have the facts. I don't have the statistics for each death, but I'm going to have to contribute. Some of these probably was people who was under the influence. We all know that even though we shouldn't, people do drive under the influence with their children. That's a fact. That's a fact. Either drugs or alcohol, pills, something. People do it. It's sad enough that you do it when you don't have your child in the car. It's even worse when you have your child in the car. We see it all the time. People being arrested, dragged out of cars because they done ran into somebody or was swerving all over the road and their child is in the back seat of the car and they drunk or high. So I'm going to have to contribute that, say that drugs or under the influence probably have to contribute to some of these deaths. And that's for the ones who accidentally leave their children in the car. It gotta be. I know everybody just ain't forgot. I mean, out of all these cases, all these deaths, I know everybody just ain't, I forgot. Nah. You said, I wonder if parents are going to threaten to punish their kids and put them in a high car. Ooh. It said 18.9%, Roxanne, purposely leave kids in the car. And I reckon that it could possibly be because somebody I don't know. They just don't know about giving a child away for adoption. They don't know about maybe giving a child to the other parent. They don't know about maybe seeking help or counseling or something. They don't know about all these resources that are available. So instead, they just put the child in the car and figure maybe that's the easiest way to let go of them. And then say, I forgot. I don't know. It has to be, that under the fluids, it has to be a out of the mind experience. It has to be. I am Courtney. You're right. It has to be. I mean, there's no way. I don't drive with my kids, and I don't drive drunk. Period. I don't drive drunk. I don't get high, so I don't do drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes, even. Nothing like that. So it's like that. I would never even have that situation happen to me. But some people do. Some people think, and they might not think, they just be like, just how some people who get in wrecks. I thought I could drive. I thought I was okay. They don't want to admit that they're drunk. They don't want to ask somebody to drive them around, or somebody take my keys. If I get too drunk, take my keys. Even if I put up a fight, don't let me drive. Nope. They just, I can make it. I can make it. We only around the corner. And then probably be drunk, high or something. Get out the car, roll out the car, and drag themselves up into the house, into the bed. And forget the child is in the car. So that probably has to accumulate for some of the deaths being under the influence. I'm just guessing. I'm guessing. But I don't think it's a far-fetched guess at all. You said Skins fans all day. He said on IG, Skins fan all day said it's these young parents on their cell phones worried about social media. That contributes to some of them probably too. It probably does. It probably does. And like this man, this owner of this daycare was distracted. I'm sure he probably was distracted. Cell phones is a big distraction for people. I mean, it is. It's a very, some people are more, their cell phone is the most important thing to them. The most important thing to them. Shouldn't be, but it shouldn't be. I am Courtney on YouTube said, if they go to jail for killing animals, they need to go to jail for killing babies. I don't understand how animals can be more important than humans. I agree. I am Courtney. I absolutely agree. And I don't know how much time one would get for this type of death. But I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. Whatever they give them, I don't think it's enough. Because they're going to, most likely, when they get charged for something like that, when it's really an accident, even if it's really an accident, it was an accident, it wasn't intentional, they didn't mean to do it, they didn't mean for the, and they usually might cop to a plea or something and plead out so they don't get that much time. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair at all. I don't think it's fair at all. But yeah, you guys, I just wanted to bring this to y'all attention. Again, make sure you share this video. Share it on your platforms, your social media, Facebook, YouTube. Get this out there. Again, I hope they do some kind of law, some kind of act. I know it will take a long time for them to have those alarms in each car. It'll probably take a while, but we need something. We need something. Because over 800 children have died senselessly. They didn't have to die. They didn't have to die. And this sweet little baby girl, Brooklyn, just looking at that picture and looking at her mother crying, that just breaks my heart. That really breaks my heart. Hey, Aisha, how you doing? How you doing, Miss Stockton? Thanks for tuning in while we discuss, what's going on. That's what I've been doing today, y'all. I've been talking about things that's in the media, trending news. Earlier, if y'all didn't watch my earlier video, make sure y'all check that out. I did that one about an hour ago. They have found the last slavery ship that transported slaves from Africa to the United States. They have found the remains in Mobile, Alabama, right on the shores. So make sure you guys check out that video that I did earlier today. And again, you guys, I just want to remind you again, Miss Gina, Queen of Talk, I put her link in the chat already. And I also put the link to my other YouTube channel in the chat. So make sure you please subscribe to both of those links. Miss Gina, Queen of Talk, is going live at 8 p.m. Central Time. Where I'm at, it is 7:12 p.m. and that's why I'm doing my lives early today, because I'm a moderator on her channel. I got my little ranch so I can get rid of trolls. But I'm a moderator on her channel, and it's a networking party. She does them all the time, usually on a Friday. So you guys, if you are YouTube creators, even if you're not a YouTube creator, but you have a business and it's on Facebook or it's on IG or you have a website, you don't have to even be a YouTube creator. If you want to go over there and network, all you do is drop the link down. I do this. I sell clothes or makeup, or there's people on here who have all kind of businesses, from selling eyelashes to makeup to clothes to, matter of fact, there's a lady on here who has just started her lingerie line on online. It's a lingerie line online. She has a YouTube channel too, but she just started a lingerie line, and the some of the pieces I've seen is gorgeous. I'm like, oh wee, ooh wee. You can definitely put a smile on your man's face with some of those pieces that I saw. So a lot of people, have all kind of different platforms. Me, a lot of people know me here in Omaha as the cake lady. I'm a personal custom cake decorator. So when I go over there, I'll be dropping my link. Check me out on Facebook, Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice. I also have a YouTube channel, Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice. I have several YouTube channels, by the way. This one, The Hood Table, D-A Hood Table, 3 words, The Hood Table, which is a collaborating channel for me and my sister friend Samantha. Thank you, Skins fan. I will check you out too. Thanks for tuning in on IG. I really appreciate that. And then I also have my cake decorating channel, Tanya's Delight Slice by Slice. I do live videos of me decorating cakes. And I actually did a live video of me decorating a graduation cake about a week ago. It's on the video where I was discussing the little boy who was dragged by his school bus, by his book bag. He was caught in the doors of his school bus and dragged. So if you want to check that video out, you'll see me on there decorating the cake, a sheet cake, decorating the sheet cake live while discussing that with you guys. So make sure you check out all 3 of my channels, and don't forget Miss Gina, Queen of Talk, MZ for Ms. Gina, Gina, Queen of Talk. I put her link in the chat. She's going live 8 p.m. tonight. Be there or be square. Yeah, that was so cheesy. Be there or be square. But anyway, y'all, I thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to get ready, and I need to run to the store real quick, which is right down the street, so I can be back by 8 o'clock so I can moderate on her chat and also network with all of you. And tell everybody, tell your friends, Miss Gina, Queen of Talk, share the link so that the more people we got on there, the more networking we can do and the more people you can meet. So that's how we do. Network. But in the meantime and in between time, you guys, thank you everybody who tuned in to this chat and to the chat earlier today. Roxanne, Miss Sislo, I am Courtney, everybody who's in the chat. Roxanne, Miss Naturally Norlands, who else we had in here? Missy L. Missy L. Is that it? Was that it? I'm just naming all. Ali the Sag. Okay, Ali the Sag. Tupac the Don was up in through here. Who else was in here? I think I got everybody. I'm just shouting out to the people who actually comment in the chat. I appreciate everybody, but of course the people who comment in the chat who ain't scared to come out the bushes, y'all just make the lives much more entertaining. So thank you for tuning in. And in the meantime and in between time, as always, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces IG and deuces YouTube. See y'all later on the network. Miss Gina, Queen of Talk.